19 live from Chicago. Chuck Harold, SecurityGuideTV.com, ESISTV.org. My next guest, what's your name, young man?
My name is Doug Good. It's nice to see you again, Chuck.
You too, Doug. Good to see you, buddy. Name your website?
My website is www.smssi.com.
Which, of course, stands for St. Moritz.
Yes, sir.
St. Moritz Security.
Yes, sir.
So what's been going on in the world of St. Moritz? What's happening with you guys?
Last year we talked about being in a sweet spot. We talked about innovating with technology. And now it's gone so fast. Now it's how can we implement better than the next guy?
Well, that's a good point, yeah.
And because, you've got to execute the implementation. The other thing that I think is relevant right now is that there's a greater involvement enterprise-wide for security for obvious reasons. All corporations are now invested in security. And I think that an opportunity exists for the contractor to bring the solutions to the table, because they're not going to come from the buyer. They're going to be focused in on some of the wrong things. That's what I see that's going on, and I think we're leading the charge on that.
Now, it's an interesting concept. It used to be that the rich guard companies could afford the BlackBerry, the studios could afford the BlackBerry. That was cutting-edge stuff when it came out, right?
Yes.
Now I think the price point is everybody can afford the gadgets, and to your point, you still got to make them work, and you got to execute. Yeah. And that seems to be our new challenge. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I think there's not everybody that can embrace it. We added in some remote monitoring technology for video, and it's fairly expensive. It's a hell of an investment we made. So I'm not sure everybody can embrace all the things that are out there, but there are certainly some affordable things.
Well, when you say everybody, are you meaning the clients are not embracing all this stuff, maybe?
No. I'm talking about the contractors being in a position to serve the customer's needs and then not having all the resources to do it properly.
Well, of course, this comes down to integration, right? So
yes.
Integrators were some godlike figure 10 years ago that knew the magic Windows NT platform, right? Because it was so difficult.
Yeah, right.
And now a lot of people can do kind of this plug-and-play stuff. That's kind of coming. And, I go to Black Hat every year, and I see all the high-tech stuff there.
Yep.
Talk about complex, right?
No end in sight.
So what are we doing to the guard business? Are we bringing integrators into the guard workforce, part of the company?
Yeah, it's comprehensive. It's complex. It's using integrators, probably looking at the guys that are best in each region to help you implement the solution. Oftentimes it'll be the same solution, but it might be a better contractor in one region than another.
Right.
But yes, and even taking the leading role. So not necessarily the customer buying the necessary integration devices, but even the contractor maybe leasing the equipment and charging it back as a service. And that's kind of our model we're looking at.
Now, are you finding that any of the technology is displacing the basic guard?
That's the idea. Fewer, better security officers is the mission.
Okay.
It's simply necessary. You've got demands that are never ending in terms of compensation for the right kind of people, but you've got limited budgets, so technology is offering the solution to help us achieve the objective, best way, best price.
I want to ask you about robots.
Sure.
Is St. Moritz? No, I'm not going to say St. Moritz. Robots are here.
Absolutely.
They have some really good offerings. It's very interesting technology. What I'm told by the robotic industry is, we're not transplanting jobs, we're augmenting them, because we still need a guy, a guard, a person to kind of work with the robot. Are you finding that is coming to fruition?
Yes, I think it is. It's just a slow motion right now, but the new technology, the artificial intelligence, is going to enable drones and robots to have an important task in the whole security program. It's integrated. It is comprehensive. It's complex, and they don't ever discount the good contractor is going to be the one that's going to bring it to the table versus the customer saying, this is what I want.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. It's going to go the other way around, usually.
They may not even be aware of it.
Now, you remember back in the old Academy Award days?
Yes, sir.
You remember those days?
Yes, sir.
That's a challenge, staffing a special event, because everybody's part-time, right? And there's always a shortage, and you have to make up for that.
Sure.
But, there's a 2 million person shortage in the IT security world. Zero unemployment in that field, right?
Right.
Nobody ever trained the 1 million guards standing around that could have learned IT, right?
Right.
To contribute to that. Is the guard business, I'm talking about the good old-fashioned guards, right? Are we finding that labor pool is shrinking or growing or staying the same? I kind of think it's shrinking for some reason. I'm thinking it's a guard saying, let me go get a Windows certificate and make more money.
Yeah. I think I think the trend probably holds steady, but there's more demand for more people. There are more every single security officer firm.
So demands are not dropping,
No.
but our personnel may be depleting a little bit.
Yeah, getting the right people requires a lot of innovation on our part.
Right.
You know, we've got to be able to attract them with the right kind of wages and benefits and incentives, and we're willing to make those investments. But long term, it's going to be the fewer, better officers, enhanced with technology. That's going to be the solution for everybody.
And St. Moritz is going to deliver that. You're ahead of the curve thinking this way.
Yes, we're going that way. We're well on our way, and I think it's represented pretty well in our growth over the last year. You know, we're targeting 10, 12, 14% growth.
Wow.
At 6 months, and I think, you know, the year end is going to get us into, you know, that stratosphere of top 8 or top 9 firms in the country. That's where we are.
Well, because you're there.
Well,
that's part of it.
No, because I work with some of the best people in the industry.
My old pal, Doug Good.
Thanks a million, Chuck.
Give us your website one more time. St. Moritz Security.
St. Moritz Security Services. Thanks very much, Chuck.
All right. Back in a minute here at GSX 2019, live from Chicago on SecurityGuideTV.com and ASISTV.org.
Thank you, Chuck.